And I guess I'll close Facebook. There's less over there. Close that. Okay. All right. So it says that we're live. So now I'm just checking to see if we are on YouTube. Yes, looks like it's showing up over here. Okay. All right. It is working. Can you hear me okay still?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I think we are live. Okay. So welcome, Shyane. I am so excited to have this conversation with you. We are on day 21 of Gratitude for Men, this wild idea that Spirit and I came up with. And it is for me as much as it is for other women. So it's like we're doing this together. And so Shyane, we had a mutual acquaintance that connected us, and it seems like we have a lot of things that align right now. So welcome. Thank you for being a guest today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
And you're in Idaho?
Yes. Southeastern Idaho. It's so beautiful right now, and it's like a rainy kind of, it feels like a cozy hug. It's just the perfect atmosphere to turn me inward.
It's the same here. It's actually just started sprinkling. If you see me looking this way, I've got a bunny in a cage, like in a pet pen on the grass, and so I was just checking to see if she had a dry spot, but she does.
Oh, I love
We
that.
got pet bunnies. And I am coming from the west coast of British Columbia. I'm on an island, Salt Spring Island. Okay, so let's get right into it. It's like super juicy and interesting and slightly like, I don't even know what. Like, there's a part of me that's like afraid because it's like, it is just totally going into the unknown. And like, there's some scary bits like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have to talk about this and that. So, what my main focus is gratitude. So, we're on day 4 of 21 days for gratitude. But first, would you tell our audience what your background is? And I think you're writing a book right now.
Yeah. I actually have 18 years of a background in the beauty industry. And what I realized is I want to help people deeper. I want to help people feel good, not just look good.
Mm-hmm.
And, life gives us the opportunity in wild and mysterious ways to guide us to exactly what we want. And the way that I got there was through my own pain, my own just pain and not wanting to be here on this earth anymore. And I got really curious and started to figure out how to find true happiness and to feel aliveness in my life. And what I learned from this journey that I've been on for now almost the last 10 years is I started out just wanting to help myself feel better. And it came very authentically. I want to share it with other people so that they don't have to live in a constant state of suffering and misalignment and just draining all of the energy through limiting beliefs and trying to create a life that maybe our society or culture or parents or spouse wants us to live, but that's not really what our heart is calling for.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got here in a very authentic way from my own pain.
I hear you. All right. So we're going to delve into some things. So first, I wanted to start with 2 things that we're grateful for about men.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you go first. You said that you had a story so first I'll just sort of preface something that has come up in leaning into gratitude, just in general, because I've done other gratitude practices and I hosted a Gratitude and Miracles event last year, I think it was, is that there is like shit, excuse my language, that is like bubbling under the surface, and it's like, what about me? Like, I'm angry, there's stuff. And if I want my gratitude to truly be authentic and not just like, I'm happy, like I'm just like everything's fine, like I'm fine, it's fine. And then you like freak out. Um, so for that gratitude to truly be authentic and to truly create like the portal that we want to walk through, which is what I call it, like gratitude's creating a portal. Um, I realized that like the shit wants to be seen. And so, people are calling this like shadow work. I didn't know what that meant for a long time. And my Christian background was like, no, 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 we do not focus on the shadow. That is bad. No, no. But now I realize what it means. Like, allow the things that have been hurt and the pain to like be seen and witnessed and to be acknowledged so
Yeah.
that I can like let it heal. And I've been saying like send it to the what was I calling it, transforming fire, like send it to the transforming fire like to be transformed. So I want to be in gratitude. I want that to be my frequency. And when it comes to men, this is a big topic. They make up half of the population. As we were talking in our pre-discussion, there is also masculine energy in us, and so we want to love ourselves and that part of ourselves. And so, yeah, this is a great big topic, and it's not just about pretending to be happy, pretending to have some kind of gratitude, but to do what is required so that it is authentic and coming out of us and it's who we truly are. So you said that you had something to share about what you're grateful for about men that sort of touched on like getting rid of or talking about the shit first. So I'll let you go.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to honor what you're saying with that is it does take radical accountability to look at ourselves, look at those crunchy parts of ourselves and where we're not completely free, right? And that is the invitation for us to claim more space to bring into the light, to see what we're missing. So when we talk about the shadow work, that's when I look at the shadow work, it's just like the shadow is what's behind us, what we can't see, right? And so what I was missing was I was missing all the light around who the masculine really is. And the way that I came about finding it is I was really upset. I was really angry. And there wasn't a lot of gratitude or appreciation or honor for the masculine. But there was that part inside of me that was like, there's more. There's something I'm missing here because I don't like the way that this feels. So here's what was actually happening, Monique. I had just, my 14-year relationship had come to an end, and there was a lot of betrayal within my organized religion, the place that I thought I was supposed to be able to go when I was hurting, when I was, not well. And I went there, and it ended up like burning everything down. And so I was just in a place in my life, I was so hurt and I was so frustrated and so disconnected. So here I am. I think I was 36 at the time. And I would say, like, after a relationship ends, you kind of go on the divorce diet, and you're looking pretty good because you haven't eaten, you're stressed, you're thin, you're slim. And I felt like I was a relatively attractive woman, Monique. And guess what happened? Not one man in over a year gave me attention.
Gosh.
Like, not at the grocery store. Like, I could not. I. But when we look at, when we understand what's really happening,
Yeah.
there's an energetic field, right? We think that it's all physical, but there was an energetic field that I was like, I hate men. Don't even.
And thank
And
goodness
I,
men weren't being attracted to you at that point because would have not been
right.
the right one.
It would have been it was actually protection. But from that experience, and I asked a friend one time, I was like, hey, can you help me understand what is going on with me? Is there something, like, what is wrong with me? Why has not one man approached me in over a year.
Right.
And I was just curious. I was like, do I have this? And I got really curious and I decided to commit to 1 year of celibacy. And I mean, that sounds a little contradictive because I wasn't getting attention, but it was like it was my shift to give myself the attention and the validation that I wanted. And so through that, I got to look at the masculine within myself and setting boundaries and being more logical and more linear. And through that process, I have found this deep appreciation for how the masculine is very logical and linear, and how they use their minds. And it's such a gift to this world because the feminine is very emotional and makes decisions emotionally, but we need the masculine, the beautiful way that they can keep emotions out of that and progress things forward in a very beautiful way.
Mm-hmm. And hold a safe container so that those creative and flowy energies can be contained in there in a beautiful way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I heard somebody explain it like that. I don't know how many years ago. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes. And that helps me with my life, like inside myself, because I need to create structures and stability so that my creative and like wild out there flowiness can flow inside of that and feel safe. Because
Yes.
when I don't have that container, it starts to get really swirly and like, where am I? And like, I'm trying to get stuff done, but like, nothing's getting done, but I want it to get done.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, make a nice, structured, safe container and let myself flow inside of that.
Yeah, I think of it like I think the most beautiful analogy is like if you had a cup of water, if you didn't have the cup, which the cup is the masculine energy, it is the container. If you didn't have the cup, the water's just all over and we can't really work with it, right? And that's the feminine energy is the water, the flow. And so when we have the container and we love the container is so amazing and so supportive. But then we also have the water that has its own magic,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the more that we can honor each of those energies, the masculine of the very doing and the feminine of the being, that's when we move humanity forward in such a beautiful way. Yeah.
It's so good. Oh my gosh. I love it when I meet other people who like were on the same vibe because it's like I could be saying what you're saying, you know. So I was recently in Sacred Sons event.
Uh-huh.
And that was our mutual acquaintance. Actually I didn't meet her there, but I met her because of that event. And the space that they are creating there is so beautiful, and physically being live with them, like it's palpable, like the frequency is palpable, and the honor of men and
Oh,
the self-love of the men, like they are loving men, they are loving themselves, and then we get to like honor that and like see that and be in the frequency. I literally just spent like the 3 days just like kind of just like almost didn't want to talk. I just felt like I just wanted to like absorb that frequency, and I did. And just was like, whoa, this is how it could be like inside my energy and around me. And
oh.
it was just so beautiful.
Yes, yes. And I think like that's the other part of the masculine that I just like I honor and I'm in so much gratitude is for the men that are willing to make the transition from the strength of their minds into their hearts and embody that,
Mm.
it's so brave to change those generational patterns, to do it, to be willing to do it different so that they can lead their relationships, themselves, first of all, their families, their communities, their businesses, and the people they get to work with. It's so much gratitude for people willing to get uncomfortable and to do the hard work.
Mm-hmm. I love seeing the brotherhood. Like, I love seeing men. Sorry, I'm a little bit self-conscious about my lighting here. Um, I love seeing the brotherhood and seeing the men like have a support system and resources. Yeah.
Well, and the beautiful part of that is when they have that, then they're not going to their spouse and putting it all on them, or not even their spouse, but their partner. Like, this is where men need men, steel sharpens steel. This is where we really become powerful once again. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't mean, when I say powerful, I'm not meaning power over or power under anyone. I mean power to power,
Mm-hmm.
that we get to reflect truth and love back to each other.
Like a divine design.
Yeah, but it's coming back to that community because there is so much strength in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's exciting. It's
It is exciting.
exciting of where we're going.
It is. And I see it. The more I focus on the gratitude, the more I've changed my Instagram algorithm to be focused on like men's work and sacred union and all of that. Like, my algorithm is delicious.
Oh, I love that. And that just is such a witness to when we change in our inner world, our exterior world matches it. And that's
Yeah.
the true power. Like, we think it's something out here, but the true power is in us becoming and aligning with the truest, highest versions, the most loving part of ourselves. Yes, queen, yes.
So something that else that had come up when we were sort of discussing what we would chat about was how it can feel difficult to give that gratitude. Like, sometimes it comes easily, and it's like, yes, I'm grateful for men in construction work. I'm grateful for men who hold this container. Like, I can think about a bunch of things when I'm feeling good, but then things will shift a little bit, and it really is neither good nor bad, but just a different feeling that I'm in. And then I'm like trying to think about something that I'm grateful for, and I was like, ugh, um, like the old stories and the history keeps like popping up in my mind, and then it feels painful, and it feels like I don't want to be dishonest and say like, oh, I'm grateful for this right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is like the practice of just practicing, but I don't want there to be a fakeness. I don't want there to be a shallowness. Like I said, I want it to be like bubbling over from an authentic well.
Yeah.
And so, what can you say on this topic of sort of going through the allowing the grief or the anger so that you can get to the gratitude again?
Yeah, I think when we feel those crunchy parts in our life, or those sticky spots, or the disconnection or the anger, it's allowing ourselves to really sit with ourselves and feel it. And when we have those, it's where we are holding on, or where we have given a part of our wholeness away.
Right.
And so it's really witnessing and feeling into that, allowing those emotions to process through, that there is still grief. I mean, we have generations of women trying to be seen, to be heard, to be acknowledged, to be honored. That's deep. We've got a lot that we get to honor and feel. And so, rather than making it bad that we feel that way, or shaming ourselves, just allowing ourselves like, no, there is actually still some deep anger here, and like moving it through the body. The body is the guide. And so if we can just move it through the body and feel the anger or cry, it creates space within ourselves to bring in more light.
So something that had happened for me is I had I was feeling like some stagnation and some I was actually trying to do something and it wasn't quite working. And I decided I was just going to like sit and I was going to journal all the stuff I was angry about. And part of me felt like, no, you shouldn't put that on the paper. You shouldn't put that on your journal, in your journal. Like, you shouldn't let that be seen. Like, it's not good to talk about that. Like, don't focus on it. Don't highlight it. And I think that is something that is happening in our culture, actually.
Yeah.
Like, hide the people who are sick, hide the awkwardness. That is something to do with Western European culture, because it isn't actually like that in Asia. I spent some time in Asia, and you could just see everything. But so yeah, I went through this practice and I decided to like write down everything I was angry about. And I started like before I was born. I was like, I'm angry that my family didn't get this or have that, or this thing didn't happen or whatever. And then I'm angry about like this time during when I was an infant, that it wasn't more like this or whatever. And I just kind of like went through different seasons of my life, and I just wrote it all down. There's, I'm sure there's still more to do. And then I was just like, it didn't feel so scary. It was like, yeah, those swirl around in my subconscious and my conscious like every day. They're swirling around in there. And I acknowledge that
Yeah.
it wasn't idyllic, or it wasn't perfect, or it could have been this way or it could have been that way. And I have like 100,000 gratitudes to weave into all of that as well. But it felt really good just to be like, yeah, I'm fucking like angry about that. I wish it wasn't like that.
Yeah, Brene Brown talks a lot about that. Is the moment that shame like thrives in secrecy. And
Right.
so the moment you decided, no, I'm not going to like feel bad about, this is my truth, this is how I feel, the moment you like shine a light on it, you're then set free. So, and then the other thing is like you're moving it out of your body by writing it down. It
Yeah.
leaves the soma,
Right.
the body, and it's so powerful. So, I mean, but as you're writing it, you're feeling like the feelings and the emotions are coming up and you're allowing them to move through you, and that sets you free. It's so brave, and it's that simple, is feeling it. The feeling lasts 90 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or
Not.
we can spend our whole life trying to, no, I don't want to look at that. No, I shouldn't. I'm not supposed to. That's hard to look at. And
Yeah.
we try to suppress it for our whole life. So
And
that
it
is,
rots in there. And we can talk about our physical bodies, like literally, like I feel things like rotting in my guts, like because there's something I won't do or whatever, and I do it, and then, you know, literally things move
yeah,
sometimes,
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's all one. Everything is created spiritually before it manifests physically. So if we have this thought and this belief, it's going to manifest into the physical.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's all so connected.
So good. Okay, I feel like we could talk for like 10 hours. There's so many little things, I have extra things I wanted to say. I'm trying to stay focused. So my timer went off. So that means we have a couple more minutes together. And I just want to say that I am so thankful that we have got connected. I love what you're saying. I'm totally vibing with your frequency. And I'm excited for possible future collaborations.
Yeah.
And yeah, how should we finish here?
I just want to give gratitude for you too, taking these brave, bold steps forward and sharing your magic with the world, because I'm not really good at tech and you've like organized all of these things. And I just honor you bringing your stuff,
Thank you.
your gifts, and sharing it.
Yeah.
So thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. And I
pieces.
think the real invitation is for us, the world can look really scary right now for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I think the way that I would want to end this is when we do our inner work and we reclaim our personal power and our alignment and our divine selves, it makes an impact in the rest of the world, and it gives them permission to do so in the same way. This is how we shift. This is how we change. This is how we create a new earth. It starts with us and us leading ourselves in with radical accountability and being held in safe containers to do that work.
Mm-hmm.
We do it together. You don't have to do it alone.
Let's not do it alone.
No.
Yeah. So that brings me, I will say briefly here that I am organizing something for us in November. It's going to start November 10th. And there's an outline. There is a container that is being built, and it's happening day by day as well as I pick up different pieces about what is needed right now. And I have, I've led other things with this outline before, and I'm excited to bring it to this topic of gratitude for men and healing the masculine within ourselves and sort of that unifying. So I'm really excited for what's unfolding. I'll be honest, I was like, okay, gratitude for men, great, yep, that sounds good. And then yeah, there is like stuff coming up, and part of like the entrepreneur process is allowing yourself to go into the unknown so that more portals, more roads, more collaborations, more things can open up. And that is what I'm doing. Like, this process is allowing me to expand my tent pegs and like stretching my capacity, because it feels scary to hold a space where things, like, there might be some messiness and some anger and some things that need to be worked out. And to be honest, that feels a bit like, oh my gosh, like, how am I going to facilitate that? And at the same time, I know that I'm going through the process and that the container is being built so beautifully with good structure and good people coming in to be guests. And I am excited, because if we just keep allowing that unknown fear to multiply, that's not getting us in the direction we want to go. So it's just like stepping forward courageously. So I guess what I'm saying is, me as a facilitator and a coach, I am stepping forward courageously, and I invite other women to step forward, knowing, like, trusting themselves that they are where they need to be and that they have found the space. If they have found me, if they have found us, like, they're going the direction that they need to right now, and that the foundation is being built, and that I would rather be with coaches and facilitators that don't say, like, I've got all the answers, we're going to do it just like this, it's going to be tick, 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 and then there isn't actually space for some of the growth that needs to happen and the creative growth. So I am being courageous and I'm really excited about what is being created, and that 4-week container is going to open on November 10th. So stay tuned for more information about that.
So good. So good. Magic happens in those containers.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, thank you so much, Shyane. We just met each other today before this chat. And yeah, thank you so much for being present with us, for sharing a bit of your story, for being vulnerable and honest and open. And I look forward to more collaborations.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Blessings on you. I'm going to end the live and then we can chat a little bit after.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.